When it comes to Donald and Melania Trump, sweet public moments aren't exactly something we see every day. But every once in a while, they surprise us with a bit of tenderness. And yes, some of those rare moments have been caught on camera. So, let's take a look at the times. The Trumps actually turned up the charm. Let's rewind to Inauguration Day, back in January 2017. It was a big day, of course. Donald Trump officially became president, and the whole Trump family was there. Melania looked classic in a sky blue Ralph Lauren outfit, gloves and all. Throughout the day, the couple was seen smiling, holding hands, even embracing at times. That day, they showed a united front, especially later that evening at the Liberty Inauguration Ball, where Donald gave Melania a nod as they stepped into the spotlight.
My number one supporter, Melania, what she puts up with.
Then together, they danced to My Way. It felt like one of their rare, genuinely affectionate moments. Fast forward to 2018 when a White House event honored military mothers. This time, Melania took the lead as host and gave a heartfelt speech about the strength and patience it takes to raise a child.
It takes an incredible amount of strength, a lot of time, a generous amount of patience, and all of your love.
Donald stood by her side and, at one point, pulled her in for a little kiss. A rare sighting of lip contact, believe it or not. He even took a moment to compliment Melania.
Well, thank you very much, Melania. She's become a very, very popular First Lady. I'm reading that.
Then came a similar event in 2019, again honoring military mothers. Melania stunned in a fitted white dress, and Donald went in for another kiss on the lips, this time with both hands on her arms. As they made their way through the White House, the Trumps were also photographed holding hands tightly, definitely one of their more visibly affectionate moments. When Melania took the stage to speak to the room full of military mothers, Donald stayed close, offering her a gentle pat on the back as she wrapped up her speech and thanked the attendees for their service. Afterward, Donald stepped up to the podium and gave his wife a warm shout-out.
And Melania, you did a beautiful job in organizing this incredible celebration of America's military mothers.
It was honestly a sweet moment, one of those rare times where their connection felt a little more natural and sincere. And then came 2020. At the Republican National Convention held in the Rose Garden, the Trumps once again presented a solid front. Donald gave Melania a quick kiss before she took the mic to praise his leadership, highlighting the number of women in top roles and his openness to different viewpoints. It was a confident, polished moment between the two, a subtle reminder that through it all, Mr. and Mrs. Trump were standing side by side as a team. Now, let's jump ahead to one of their most recent public appearances, Easter 2025. At the White House celebration, the couple was spotted holding hands and even sharing a gentle kiss on the cheek. Yep, love was literally in the air.
And I just want to give a special thank you to our great First Lady who organized this entire event. She worked very, very hard on it.
Another headline-making moment unfolded during Trump's second inauguration. As he leaned in with puckered lips, Melania, in a dramatic, wide-brimmed hat, tilted her cheek just enough to offer him an air kiss. Social media had a field day. Some saw it as a cold shoulder, others thought it was kind of cute. What's your take? Romantic misfire or subtle affection?
She's been a great First Lady, a beautiful and a great First Lady.
Now let's rewind way back to 2004. Outside Trump Tower in New York, cameras caught Melania kissing Donald's cheek as he grinned into the distance. The whole pose felt like they were consciously putting on a show, but hey, at least they looked happy doing it. Back then, Melania seemed more relaxed and even playful, and honestly, it's kind of refreshing to see them in those early, carefree moments.
Well, we just had a great time and we didn't worry about it and, just live lives.
One particularly sweet throwback is a photo from July 2009 at a Mets game where the couple is kissing in their seats. Who knew baseball could bring the romance? Fast forward to the 2016 Republican National Convention. It was a big year for the Trumps, and during Melania's speech, she talked about Donald's lesser-seen side.
He's tough when he has to be, but he's also kind and fair and caring.
On stage, they hugged and exchanged a cheek kiss as Melania waved to the crowd. Donald even couldn't help but make a playful face, clearly enjoying the public display of affection. Later that year, at a campaign rally in North Carolina, Trump went full-on affectionate. He pulled Melania in for multiple kisses in front of cheering fans. Wearing a white MAGA hat, he hugged her, kissed her, and even held her hand as they walked off. For a couple known for keeping things private, this was PDA overload.
I support my husband 100%.
And in 2018, despite swirling rumors about their relationship, the Trumps continued to appear united in public. At a state arrival ceremony for French President Emmanuel Macron, Donald tried to kiss Melania, but her wide-brimmed white hat made it a bit tricky. So he settled for a few quick air smooches instead. Classic Trump improvisation, right? Then there was the New York Stock Exchange visit, after Trump was named Time's 2024 Person of the Year. Melania was right there beside him, and believe it or not, she was noticeably affectionate, touching his arm, placing her hands on him several times. Body language expert Judy James told the Daily Mail that this signaled a more confident, composed version of Melania. Looks like the former First Lady was stepping into a new chapter with a bit more ease.
When I first came in, we came down, Melania and I, a great First Lady, who's very popular, by the way. She rang in the bell.
However, these rare, tender moments often get overshadowed by Melania's famously frosty reactions in other public appearances. During Donald Trump's acceptance speech at the Republican National Convention, where he officially snagged the Republican nomination for the 2024 presidential race, Melania Trump was caught on camera doing what she does best, sidestepping a kiss from her husband. Yep, she just casually dodged it like she was avoiding a bad case of morning breath. Well, it's these little moments that keep us all on the edge of our seats, wondering what's really going on behind those closed doors.
Whether you love me or hate me, you gotta vote for me.
But wait, there's more. This isn't the first time Melania's body language has stolen the show. Over the years, she's perfected the art of slapping away his hand, ripping her hand out of his grip, and just flat out walking away from him during photo ops. Speaking of hands, who could forget the infamous umbrella incident in October 2018? Here's how it went down. It was raining, and President Trump, ever the gentleman, was holding an umbrella over his own head, leaving Melania to fend for herself in the downpour. Chivalry is apparently dead, at least in the Trump household. And let's not skip over their arrival in Israel, where Trump reached for Melania's hand, only for her to swiftly and subtly swat it away. The next day, despite the whole world talking about her hand-swatting skills, she did it again in Rome. But this time, she had a convenient excuse. She needed that hand to fix her hair. Yeah, right. Remember that World Series game? The one where she smiled sweetly next to Donald for all of 2 seconds before turning away and rolling her eyes as if she was thinking, "Ugh, not again." That clip went viral faster than you could say awkward marriage, with critics quick to point out that Melania has a knack for these less-than-warm interactions with her hubby.
Don't be rude.
With a track record like this, it's no wonder people are glued to their screens every time the Trumps step out in public. But what do you think? Is Melania really unhappy with Donald, or is she just not a fan of PDA? Share your thoughts in the comments.